All right, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat, and we have an awesome show for you today. As you can tell by the title, this is Brother Joe's testimony beyond the wreckage, finding obedience in the aftermath. And Brother Joe is he's coming on here. He's going to be talking just about his experience in Straightway, some recent challenges he's went through, and where he's at. He's gonna just be giving his testimony. Uh, Brother Joe was a part of Straightway Florida when we were down in Florida, and then when we moved closer to the hub to Nashville, um, he for a while, I don't think he was a part of an assembly, and then he became a part of Straightway South Carolina. Am I right, Joe? South Carolina,
Yes, sir.
and okay, and what he's gonna do in his testimony, he's gonna go through what all happened, how all that transition, and I think this testimony is going to be a blessing to you, a lot of you brothers and sisters out there. I know it was a blessing to me to hear, just really feeling encouraged that my brother's doing great now. And I know his testimony blessed brothers in our assembly also, and really helped them get more serious about their walk with the Most High. So with that, Joe, I'm gonna hand it over to you. You know, I'll chime in from time to time or whatever, but you can kind of, I guess, start. You could just go through your, your history at Straightway and go on into it.
Uh, yes, sir. I started fellowshipping with Straightway, I think 2018, and I wasn't with an assembly starting out. You were my first assembly, brother Mike. Like starting a fellowship with y'all. So but the hit it off with that is I was in there 2 years before you came around, and so I thought I had like a working knowledge of Straightway, but it is completely different when you start assembling with the brethren. And
Yeah.
so when we started, man, I moved up there, and from the first day, it was hindsight 2020 was you told me to you told me to bring the car to you because I had gotten in a car accident and my strut was bent, and you were like, come to the house first thing. And you know, again, part of Straightway 2 years, deliverance ministry, getting some deliverance, knowing about spiritual warfare, but didn't understand how it operated. So your first command was come to the house, found a way to disobey. Like I don't even understand how that was so simple. Like come to the house, I think I'll go later. I'll go tomorrow. So that was our first interaction. And then it was just that it was a disconnect for me, really, because I didn't understand really what it was to be submitted, to be a part of assembly, and to be a part of something, period. You know? So that was the our first interaction. After that, yeah, say ups and downs and learning. And but for the most part, that was a good question you asked beforehand. Was like, did I understand or how did I hear you when you would give me orders and when you would correct me? And
So, and what Brother Joe's talking about is before, we were talking earlier today, and I was asking him how were you receiving me when because and he's not Brother Joe, he's a good brother. All the brothers always like him, but he just be wrestling with disobedience, and it's not a blatant I ain't gonna do it. It's just that his type of disobedience was just, I don't know, he would have to explain that, but And some I wonder sometimes because I got a message that's going to be coming out here soon, just about agape love and how to identify who loves you, who truly loves you, and the people who truly love you are going to be telling you stuff not that makes you feel good, but stuff that's going to be good for you. And it might not feel good when they tell it to you. So yeah, Joe, that's why I asked you that, and that's why I was asking you that. Were you taking that as something, me coming at you some type of way? Because I know a lot of people do. But go ahead.
It was weird because I have the mental assent. Like I understood you were coming from a place of love, but it was like Pastor Dow, y'all did the Ask the Elect. It was like that deaf and dumb spirit. Like I could not hear you. There was a disconnect between what you saying, and I'm like, I get he loved me, but nah, ain't no way. Like ain't no this ain't it. So that disconnect, however that came in, but it's demons. It was spirits, but it was like I was in complete agreement with it. And again, it was a stronghold because I understood you were there to help me, but at the same time, as soon as that emotion rise up, it was like me against Brother Mike.
That I mean, and that's what it is. And that's why like I talk to the saints here, and I talk about my show. There's a huge difference between understanding things and being able to, because you would be able to do that. You would perfectly articulate what I asked you to do right back to me better than I told it to you, but then you wouldn't do it. So it was like, yeah, but
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was exactly what that was. And a part of that, we get into it. Part of the accident, little situations, it taught me to slow down. Like it taught me to be still. So those emotions still, like when Brother Brandon tells me stuff or when Brandon getting on me, some emotions sometimes still do rise up, but I'm able to slow down completely and like literally, like you used to say, be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
mhm.
I get that now. Like I can have this feeling, I'd be like, nah, we gonna sit and like literally, if this is how I feel, okay, I'm gonna rest in this and watch and listen, and that's pretty much how I validate or I'm able to resist Satan in areas because I'm watching him now. I get that emotion that rise
You're
up.
being vigilant. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
being vigilant, being watchful.
yes,
Hallelujah.
sir.
Um, so so what he talked about, that's the way it kind of went down here with us. And what I was doing with Straightway Florida, we were beginning to, the instruction that went out for everybody to begin getting things in order, and we were preparing to move up here with the Saints. So pick it up right there, Joe, from that point.
Oh man. So at that point, we were with a brother that he's no longer with us, but I was living with them and y'all were headed up. And even that I felt like that was an attack. Like he leaving me and they leaving us high and dry. But man, the biggest thing was I understood now, hindsight 2020, why you did what you did. But and how you move the way you move. So during that time,
And what do
um,
you mean how I moved the way I move and what I did and all that?
your mindset is kingdom building. That's what you were about. We trying to rebuild a nation. And I'm not
Mhm.
gonna have like yeah, y'all used to be like nothing personal, and I now I get it's like, okay, I love you, brother, but for me to have you a part of what we trying to do, you a monkey wrench. You a bomb waiting to go off. So I'm gonna move in this way. If you get it, hallelujah. We'll see you when you get it, but I can't slow down because if I include you in this the way you are, you're going to be a problem moving forward. And
Right.
man, that it's a hard pill to swallow. And I had time to to process that.
Right.
The biggest
And
part.
and just real fast, you know, what we were doing, we were moving up here to Florida. I mean, from Florida to Tennessee, and the best way to put it, you know, our assembly, our home assembly, you know, everybody was going to do that. And I told everybody else, hey, if you're going to move up, you know, everybody was welcome to move up. But as far as who was going to be moving into a home assembly, we needed serious minded saints who wanted to do it not just in word but in deed, and that's kind of what Brother Joe was alluding to. And you know, so because like I said, coming up here, moving up here, it wasn't an easy process. And then we literally had to the business we had and we're still in the process of doing it, but we had to, you know, rebirth the business again up here. And you know, it's a process, so it's a lot of moving parts with it. But anyway, so that happened. We moved. You
Mm.
you you stayed in Florida for a while and just continue with that.
Yeah. So um, I'll just go completely in depth with it. So after that, I ended up moving with a brother that's not with the ministry no more. He left like way before y'all left Florida, and then I went to Tabernacles, and you asked me where I'm at right now. And I was like, oh, I'm staying with this brother. And again, I didn't understand why you were mad at me. Like, he was like, you just keep doing this. Like, really? And I think that was the beginning of the waking up process. Cause that Tabernacles, brother Uriah was like, I got mad and he was like, calm your spirit, and I couldn't control it. I was like, I was just hot. And I'm like, bro, I've never been like knowingly, consciously out of control like that. So it was like, all right, this is something I got to deal with. Well, a fleeting thought. You really should consider this. But then after that, you told me what I need to do if I'm being serious. And so I went and I talked to Deacon Bell. I talked to brother Deacon Bell, led me to Elder Jonathan. And, after that, it was literally pretty much in line with what you were telling me to do. I need to make changes. So I got back. I moved out. Um, I moved I moved back into a house with my in laws had, and ended up event chain of events ended up where we're staying here, and I'm out of a fellowship. Like, I haven't been fellowshipping for months now. Like, I'm still connected to y'all. I'm making polos
Right.
and everything, but and it was humbling too, because it was like, man, like, that disconnect was real. And then I called Elder Becker one day, like, I want a fellowship. Can I fellowship with Carolina? And all my past caught up to me at that point. Elder Becker was like, hey, Joseph, I don't know if I want to let you come in, because South Carolina's at relative peace right now, and it's a lot. I've been hearing a lot about you. And we went through that, and um he said, I tell you what, I'm gonna call Michael Israel. I'm gonna call Brother Brandon. If you don't get a call back from me or Brandon, that just means uh you should just sit back and watch straightway videos for a while. And for me, that meant like, oh, bro, I'm about to get kicked out of straightway. Like, yo, this is serious. And so I'm just like, man, it was real for me, because I'm just understanding at that point, like, this is Yah's people. Like, so to be cut off from Yah's people is to be cut off from Yah. I'm like, I'm tripping at this point. I'm praying to the Father. I'm repenting. I'm like, I get it now, Yah. I get it. I promise you. And I told Elder Becker, I was like, I can't, based on my actions, I can't say that it'll be different, all I can do is show you. Like I can show you that I'm a different person. So hallelujah, I got a call from Brother Brandon. And he was like, I talked to Michael Israel, I talked to Elder Becker. And then at the same time, I'm still thinking like Mike put a good word in for me. Dang. Hallelujah. So I'm still working that out. Like like again, I understood it, but now I'm at this point where it's like, you know, introspection. Like really going down, going through the 2.5 years that we was there and really breaking down where I missed it at.
Mhm.
So by the time I got
So,
Brandon, oh good.
so yeah. So if you could go ahead and so you started fellowshipping with Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about that, and then leading up to your mindset and all that, leading up to the accident, if you could.
Yes, sir. So
Mhm.
started working with Brandon. Started fellowshipping with the Saints. Uh Brandon started the business and I wanted to help. So I'm like, I'm gonna help Brandon with the business. But my mindset is not right yet. It's pretty much like Pastor Corey said this piece, like the leadership is doing something. They doing something. You just trying to do what you're doing alongside them. Because Brandon was talking to me and he was like talking about business. And then I was like, you know what? You're right, Brandon. I'm gonna start a business. So it was like I was hearing, I had ears, but I wasn't hearing. It was like some kind of disconnect going on. But I'm so gung ho about not being that same person, like doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. I just don't want to be the old Joe. I'm gonna go out my way not to be the old Joe, and in doing that, I'm still missing the mark. So, started the business, doing okay. Um, it got to a point where me doing my business and my commitment to Brandon and Straightway South Carolina Assembly and helping out with the assembly business because it wasn't just for Brandon did it for us, like for to move forward in the vision. So it started to be a divide there, and I was trying to hold on to both. And it got to a point that last tabernacles before the accident, I told Brandon, bro, I'm supposed to have at least $7,000, like $7,000 to $10,000 in the green, and I'm breaking even because pretty much I'm in rebellion. I'm still in rebellion. So not as the same kind of rebellion, but I'm still in rebellion. And shoot, I slowed down, and then coming to I got a Brandon was like, "You're a welder. Why don't you have a welding job?" I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get a welding job." So I finally get a welding job. Um, I slowed down the business. I'm just welding right now, and money's starting to come in, like bonuses, and I'm taking advantage of it. And I'm like, bro, it was a week where everything was just lining up perfectly. And I'm like, okay, this week I'm gonna finish out this week, and I'm about to have like $1,500 just free and clear. I'm about to start this business back up.
Hmm.
Got in an accident. Like it was so. Um, it was April 21st, around 4 or 5 o'clock, between 4 and 5, because I worked and worked. It was a 10-hour shift, so I think it was like 5 to 3, and I was always tired because I was working 2 jobs, and but
Had the brothers there warned you about that, or tried to correct you on driving and being tired like that?
nah, it wasn't that. It was being neglectful. Like they saw that I was very like um tiptoeing through the tulips, like you used to say. Like they saw that about me. Like I didn't have really like a I wasn't very intentional in a lot of things that I was doing.
Mm.
So I would be neglectful. Um and wouldn't be paying attention to a lot of things. And they were like pointed out to me. And sidebar, they, yeah, good group of brothers. Like, and I told them I'm glad that I was in the assembly with you, because when I was in assembly with you and I would how you were talking to me, and when I learned, I was able to receive them a lot better, like as much as I could at the time. Because man, it was just, it's a process. I'm growing, but I'm handicapped still, pretty much. So yeah, they were telling me you're neglectful, and that day it kind of just blew up. So
And talk about that day, that the day that or the night or whatever of the accident.
it was about getting off from work about 3. I was tired, so I sat in the car for about 30, 45 minutes. And I was about to go to sleep, but I was like, man, let me go ahead and go home. Call my wife. The job is about 45 minutes away. So away from the house. So I'm calling my wife saying, hey, I'm about to be home soon. Get the children ready. I think I'm about to take them to the park or something. I'm about to take them out. And I'm like, I'm about to go get change this tire, and I'm gonna be coming. Um get down the road. I'm about 15 minutes from the house. And
And let me get it straight because this happened during the day.
yes, sir.
Oh, for some reason I thought it happened at night, but okay. But keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, sir. But yeah, so I'm turning down the road in about 15 minutes, and like I was telling you during the feast, this road that I'm on, day or night, there's nobody on this road because it's just back roads. And Beach Island is small. It's not a very populated area. So I make this turn. I'm not exactly sure where it's at, but as I made this turn, I dozed off. And this is the neglectful part. And I think I would say it's a little presumptuous with it too, because I assumed that y'all was always going, like, I've done that plenty of times. Passed out, wake up, and I'm still driving straight. Hands ain't on the wheel half the time. And Shep was like, yeah, y'all do that, and your angels be taking care. So I'm expecting my angel to be there. And this time I wake up and I'm swerving into the other lane. So I see that, and I'm about to hit the mailbox across the street. So I yanked the wheel, and I corrected, or so I thought. I think the tail end, as soon as I got straight, the tail end kept going, and then for like a split second, crazy. It's like a lot of thoughts pass in like a couple seconds. Split second, I'm like, man, I can't wait to tell Chris about this. How y'all done delivered me again. Car start rolling, and still I'm in the car rolling like, bro, like this is not happening right now, because low key, I done had dreams of me being in car accidents like that, like flipping and everything.
Wow.
So I'm in the like, I'm in the twilight zone. Like, this is terrifying. Didn't have my seatbelt on, so I'm tumbling with the car, and all of a sudden I hit something and I black out. Um, dang. So I don't know. I guess when I hit something, I actually hit the driver's side window and got flung out the van. Um, thrown into the woods. I don't know how I didn't hit trees because I'm in a very wooded area. So I don't know how I didn't hit nothing. I just landed on the ground, but I'm in the woods. And shoot. I come to for a second, and as I'm coming to, the van is falling on top of me. It's like the
Mm.
front part of the van, like the driver's side, like the front part of the van lands on top of me. And
Upside down, right? The
upside down.
roof.
Yes, sir. Yes, the roof.
Okay. Huh.
So I don't know if I went back out or what. I know I heard airbags going off when the van hit me, when the van landed on top of me. And I was like, dang. And it didn't dawn on me yet that this is a serious situation, because I'm thinking I know my legs is out because I can move my legs. So I try and like shimmy out from under the van, but I can't move. All right. I'm like, all right, Jesus, give me strength. I try to lift up, can't move. And like I'm offset to where my face is pressed against the ground, but the roof dented in a way where it was like a small dome over my head. And
Wow.
I'm like thinking about bruh Shannon that passed. I'm thinking about my family. I'm like, bro, like I'm about to die. Like this is it. I'm about to die just like this. And it's because I went to sleep at the wheel. And I'm thinking my family is not in the position that I want them to be in. Uh Dang, this how Shannon died. My dad died in a car accident the same way, get flung out the car.
Hmm.
All that pop up, and then I'm like, bro, I'm about to die. If I am I going to hell? Like, did I do enough for the kingdom? And did I live my life in such a way that I would go to the kingdom instead of going to hell? And that was a terrifying thought. So I snapped out of it and I just started screaming Jesus. Like, Jesus, Abba. And I'm like, again, random guy just pops up. Hey man, you all right? I'm like, I don't know, but can you help me? And he was like, hold on, man, I'm coming. I'm gonna call for help. This whole entire time, my breath is getting short. I'm like suffocating. I didn't know at the time I had a couple fractured ribs, like 4 fractured ribs, a bruised lung, and I still got my dislocated collarbone. It's not
Hmm.
dislocated, it's like a tear, and it swelled up
Hmm.
a little bit. So I got like these issues that sitting around my lungs, so I'm like suffocating. Like, and I'm like, my breath is getting shorter. My like, I'm dying pretty much. And this lady pops up and say, "Hey, the ambulance, the fire department is 20 minutes away. Hold on." And I'm off the road, but it's kind of like a dip in the road. Like the road is on top of the hill. I fell at the bottom, so I'm
Hmm.
on an incline or a decline. So when the fire department gets there, like 20 minutes later, lady said 20 minutes, they'll be in 20 minutes. So that's how I judge my time, how long I was in there, under there. So I'm guessing 20, 30 minutes I'm under the van. And uh the guy, the fire department comes, they're like, hey, be careful, because since I'm on the slope, they gotta jack it up. And they're like, we gotta be careful because if we do this wrong, the van is gonna fall back down and crush him. So I'm
Hmm.
sitting here like, okay. Uh
Hmm.
I know you heard me, y'all, because this guy randomly pops out of nowhere again. No cars on this road. I don't know where that guy came from. So I know you answer me. So now I just gotta sit here with my thoughts and like literally just wait. Like I'm in a situation, I'm just waiting, controlling my breathing. Staying that way, I'm like, now that's I'm pretty sure I learned that then. Like staying calm and just like resting and learning how to combat thoughts really. And then um they get the van off me, and I guess I was
Well,
compressed.
if Joe, if you can talk about while you were under there, how something was telling you to just go to sleep or something.
Oh yeah, I heard a voice tell me to go to sleep. It was like, and I'm again, all this is going on. I'm tired, like I'm losing breath, so I'm like, go to sleep,
Okay.
man. When you wake up, You're gonna be in the ambulance and it'll be all okay. Just go to sleep. And it was like something clicked in me, like, that's Dell talking to me right there. Like, nah, I can't go to sleep. I cannot go to sleep because I knew I had that knowing if I went to sleep, I was dead. Like it was, but uh uh not only just annoying, that happened with Chrissy when we was she was pregnant and she had a hard birth and she said she went to sleep and the nurses was like, you checked out. Like and
Hmm.
she said all she was like, I'm so tired, I just want to rest. And she closed her eyes and the nurses were like, baby, we thought we was gonna have to code you.
Wow.
So that was the other thing. It was just like, okay, this thing telling me just to go to sleep. This is death talking to me.
Hmm.
So that was crazy. After the accident, I never went to sleep till sleep had to come get me pretty much. Like I'll be up to like 5, 6, sun coming up. I had a fear of sleep for a little bit. But when they got that van off me, I guess my body decompressed because I'm just like packed down. That's when all the pain hit. Like I didn't feel nothing. I felt discomfort, but I didn't feel anything. Um, until they took the van. They finally got the van off, and they had to yank me from under the van because again, they don't know if it's about to fall. So
Hmm.
they yanked me out. They throw me on a gurney, and my body is just racking with pain. I said, I didn't know my ribs had so much to do with my stature. I couldn't move because these is
Hmm.
fractured. My collarbone is jacked up, so just anything in my upper body trying to move is like it's a done deal. Yeah, I am not able to function, and the way the van landed on me hit my lower back, so that area was just like swollen, like it was damaged. So
Hmm.
they get me on the gurney. They get me to the hospital. I'm just like, man, I need to call my family. Like, I need to call my family. Like get my phone, call my wife, somebody. I need to let them know I'm good. Cause at this point, I think Chrissy told me like hours or so went by from the last time I called her. I'm 15 minutes away, and that turned into a couple hours. She like, what's going on? So I'm like, I gotta let them know like what's going on and I'm good. And that's like get to the hospital. Um, I guess I was like swollen, like my body was so puffed up they didn't know what was going on. So they had to do a bunch of scans and everything, and they didn't really tend to me like my wounds or nothing. It was just like making sure, trying to make sure nothing's internal going on. And so I got like glass and everything. I got a piece of my nose still, but
Hmm.
like glass is sticking out my face and all that. I'm like kind of like a bloody pope. Like blood is all over the place, and man, nobody. I guess the communication wasn't what happened to me. So the nurses is just yanking me around. Like this one lady was like, "Stop complaining. Stop. You're just tougher than this. Just be a man." Da, da, da. And Chrissy was like, a van just landed on top of him. And the lady was like, "Oh, how are you still alive?" So that was rough. Um, after the next morning, and then they had this neck brace, which didn't help because again, my collarbone is like torn from like the cartilage is torn from it. So they put a neck brace on it that's just sitting on that. So it's like pain, pain, pain. And I don't have, and this is like, I don't have no pain pills. They're not giving me no sedatives or nothing. So I'm just sitting with pain like the whole
Hmm.
time. I'm like, bruh, like, shoot, I don't know. And kind of like I would joke about it, and I'd be like, "Boy, I don't know. Boy, death seems a little bit easier than living at this point. Like,
Hmm.
it's just a constant like it ain't throbbing. It's like there. Like, you know how pain throbs? Nah, this pain is just constant, just there.
Mm.
So I'm sitting with that all night. The doctors is like, they say they coming to see me, nobody coming. And then the next morning, they were like, "Hey, I don't know. We don't know what's we you're good." They told me about the fractured ribs and everything that's going on. Um, and they were like, depending on how you perform today, we don't think you're going home. I doubt you're going home today. But to check, we're going to bring the physical therapist in to check if you can walk. Because at this point, I'm bedridden. Like, I can feel my legs, but to move is pain to move. So
Mm.
um, the physical therapist came in later. Her and Chrissy helped me out. Oh, that's another thing. I couldn't wash myself, obviously, so the nurse had to wash me. Um, Chrissy, after that, the therapist come. Chrissy and them helped me up, and they give me a. I don't remember, it was a cane. It was a walker. It was a walker, and man, it was. I basically had to learn how to walk again. Like,
Wow.
I got about 10 steps, and them 10 steps was like I went to sleep after that. It was a wrap.
Mm.
So, but I got the 10 steps out, and they were like, "Okay, you're good enough to go home." My natural mother, she had an injury, so when I got home, they brought me to a walker. I call my Cadillac. But
Mm.
yeah, that process when I got home was very humbling. Like, yeah, I couldn't do nothing for myself. I couldn't sleep in the bed, so I had to sit in a lazy boy, I guess you call it. So that was like for uh 2 months. I had to sleep in
Mm.
a lazy boy because it had the way it was set up when you lean back. It just had the perfect like thing for my back. Um, Chrissy had to wash me. She had to wipe me, everything. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't reach around or do nothing. So she was literally
Mm.
my lifeline for the first 2 months. Um,
And
the doctor
if you
was like, I
can
was,
if you can, Joe, talk about your conversation that you had with brother Brandon after that.
oh man, we going through this like the accident and everything, and you know, um, I'm telling him what was going through my mind, and Brandon was like, at this point, I hadn't answered none of the questions I thought of, like, what the hell? And me and Brandon
Hey,
just talking about it.
hey, Joe, your phone skipped, so start over on that because your
Okay,
phone skipped.
okay. But
Mm.
at that point, after me and Brandon talking, we going through like I'm just giving him the account of what happened, and he giving me testimonies of we just having a bonding moment talking, and he was like, "Well, did you answer those questions you had?" And I said, "No. To be honest with you, I was scared. I'm too scared to answer it now." He was like, "But do you know?" I was like, "Nah, I don't know, bro." He said, "Stop lying. You know." I was like, "Yeah, I was going to hell, bro." Like, just off of my how I was operating that entire time. Good intentions now. Like, I wasn't like openly rebellious. I wasn't trying to be dishonorable, disrespectful. But at the same time, I'm like being real with myself. I didn't do. I wasn't living for Messiah like that. Like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I keep the commandments, but I ain't really living like that. And I dang sure ain't doing nothing for the kingdom. Like, that was a hard pill to swallow there. Um, but with that, that's what gave me a fire. Like, all right, when I get back right, this game on. Like, because again, we having this conversation. I'm on the couch. I broke down crying because the doctors told me 4 to 6 weeks I should be good, and I'm sitting here like I need to work. Like I need to work. I don't want to sit still, but I can't walk. I can't do nothing for myself. About 3 weeks in, I'm doing a little bit more walking. So I'm like, all right, 4 to 6 weeks, let's go. And but I'm on pain pills too. So the pain pills
Mm.
kick in, I can move. Like I'm going. But when them things wear off, bro, it is everything come back. So I'm going through bouts of this and I'm getting depressed and I'm going on the brothers page like the South Carolina, we got a page for the brothers and it's like I'm bald like I can't I don't know what to do and I feel so useless. And Brother Brian was like, Brother Joseph, it's okay to be still, you know. That was a learning process. And Brother Marquell, there's another Brother Marquell was like, get your ass out the driver's seat. Let y'all lead you. Get your ass out the driver's seat. So at this point, I'm
Mm.
still wrestling. Like I'm still trying to control stuff. And Brandon is like, man, we got you, bro. Like anything you need, man, just let us know. If we can help you, we got you. And so I got the support, but I'm like, man, I don't know how to receive love, pretty much, because
Mm.
I'm trying to do for myself because I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to depend on nobody. But right now, I'm completely dependent on everybody right now. So about 2 months pass, I start trying to go back to work, and I can only work like 2 days because again, walking is a labor. I can walk on a cane now, so I got a cane, and I'm just laboring, trying to get back right. But at the same time, again, um, Chrissy was telling me like, baby, you getting hit, you're moving, like you're not healing as fast as you want to, but y'all was healing you. Like you're able to walk 3 weeks after this. You get flung out of van, the van land on top of you. You couldn't walk. You get out the hospital the next day, and you're actually moving.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, but I want to do more. Still not
Mm.
surrendering. But we have a brother named Brandon. After I started working a job up here, and then Brandon was like, "Hey, I need help," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come start helping you again." So he put me on light duty at first, but then I'm chomping at the bit. So one at that time, main job was drywall. Boy, that was a hard day. Like I tried to lift drywall, but my lower body ain't the way it's supposed to be, and my ribs ain't completely healed yet. Like man, so but Brandon let me go to a point, and then he'll sit your ass down somewhere. All right. So through that process, it was the humbling, the continued humbling process, believing I can do something and I can't. That what finally broke me. And then leading up to man, we were doing a barn dominium, like drywall, putting drywall in the barn dominium,
Mm.
and it was one day where I don't know. I honestly can't tell you what happened, but something snapped. Like in my brain, a switch clicked, and I was like, "B, like, what are we doing? Like, we got work to do, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just everything just clicked." I was like, "Yo, the words you used to tell me finally started making sense. I understood like your perspective on how you were like talking to me and your intentions." I was like, "Dang, I get it." I don't know what happened that day, but I guess it was I was working up to it, and finally, I guess that humiliating situation of me having to be dependent and me not want me not wanting to, but I'm committed to. Like it just finally broke, and I'm like, bro, okay, we need to get to work. Like, and he already working. I'm saying I got to get to work really.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I started asking around. I was like, Brandon need help. And everybody helping, but Brandon don't have like somebody with him 24/7. Like he's on these jobs. I'm like, man, I can help. Brandon, I'm gonna help. And so I didn't quit my job because I had tenure with that job. I just told them I wasn't coming to work for a couple weeks. And they were like, all right, bet. See you when you get back. 2 weeks turned into 2 months real quick. And at this point, I'm like, what you were asking of me, and that's how I know it was y'all, because what you was asking of me to get on board and be 100 and give all, be all in. When my mind switched and understood, that's exactly what I ended up doing. Like, we live in Beach Island, Brandon and Malden. I'm telling me and my wife having conversations weeks before about, hey, babe, I think I'm about to go work with Brandon. And I think I'm about to do it full time. Like, I'm going to do it 2 weeks on, 3 weeks on, and I'll be home for a week. And it was like, it turned into the first time I did it. I was gone for 2 months. Like I was talking to him on the phone, everything, still being in contact, but it was like, nah, I wanted to be a help, like so yeah, that accident, the events after the accident, my healing process, it all led up to that moment where I'm like, oh man. It was
Yeah, because
gratitude.
yeah, I remember, hearing about this. I think at the Feast of Tabernacles. I remember hearing about it, um, and you know, I, I talked to, but I think it happened before that because you weren't at Pentecost. I think last year, and but anyway,
Nope.
uh, uh, yeah, at the Feast of Tabernacles, you know, it was like I asked Brother Brandon, "Hey, how's he doing?" And he, I think he said you're doing pretty good. And then I think in January or something like that, there was a leadership meeting, and I asked about you again because I always be asked about you again, and he was like, "Man, he's like this dude is he on it. He's a totally different person." And I knew it was real. And I was like, "Man, he gets it." And then soon after that, I saw your testimony that you did in the Sons of Jacob group, and I was like, man, dude, he get it, man. And like these testimonies, like when you do these testimonies, it's a blessing. Like other people get it, um, and something for you brothers and sisters out there watching. If you heard Brother Joe here, he was talking about. Um, uh, he named a brother Shannon. That was a brother that used to be a part of this assembly, and he was getting corrected and rebuked about something. His basically lack of safety when it comes to vehicles and carelessness, and he he ended up dying, literally doing what we had been rebuking him and correcting him about. And everybody in Straightway, a lot of people heard that, and you know, and that's what Brother Joe was talking about here. He's like, he did not want to end up like that. And one of the things I talk about, the Most High communicates through circumstances, but you have to be paying attention to them. And as you grow in wisdom, something you heard Brother Joe say earlier is how vigilant he is now, and he's more watchful, and that's wisdom. Like the Bible tells you to be vigilant, be watchful, because what Satan does is he creeps in. And one of the main ways I see that I being a head of assembly, that I've watched uh, Satan come in and undermine things is literally through carelessness, like people not being vigilant, whether it's with driving or other things they're doing. They're not being vigilant, and Satan just kind of pops in there with oopsies and mistakes and just bad decision making, making decisions without having the proper information and stuff like that. So that's one of the main things. So yeah, yeah, bro, Joe. And like I said, whenever I talk to Brother Brandon now, man, he'd be like, "Man, this dude is on it." Like, and it used to be because I used to follow up with him before your accident. He's like, "Man, this dude is." But now, he be like, he a headache. He does see that. But now it's like, yo, this dude, man, he on it. Like it's always something super positive. And it's like, man, that ain't nothing but the Most High Yah dealing with folks. And the Most High will answer your prayer. Like if you faithful and just and you're calling on him, he'll answer. A lot of times it's not going to be you know, it ain't like the genie in Aladdin where it's something that feels good. Sometimes it comes through, pain and stuff like that. What do you say, Joe?
Yeah. There was a brother that asked me like, "Have you dealt with that spirit of dumb?" I was like, "Yeah, dumb and dumb and deaf spirit." I was like, "Yeah." He said, "How did you overcome it?" I was like, "A van hit me." I was like, "Yeah." That's like,
I'm telling you. And so I want to, somebody came in here and because I guess Joe, they heard you, you were saying you were talking about straightway, and that's where Israel is at in straightway. And he like, oh, like these people be saying, oh, you're saying you got to be in straightway to be saved and receive salvation. And he's trying to say I said that. And no, I didn't say that. But what I will say is I have been all over this so-called Hebrew Israelite movement in person. I've met a lot of people, seen a lot out there. And to date, I haven't found anybody living in accordance with what the word says to this degree. Anyway, I ain't seen them yet. And if you know who they are, let me know. We want to rock with them. But the saints in straightway are the most serious minded Bible believing people that I have met to date. Okay, from the top down, and that's what it is. Um, and when you heard Brother Joe talking earlier, that is the um, that's where he was coming from with that. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, Joe. You go ahead. You talk.
"Oh nah, I know it because first of all, I knew who to call on when it happened, and if and then after that, on a not even on a spiritual note, who was there for me afterwards? Straightway, South Carolina was there for me 10 toes down. That's my brothers. That's my family. When I get there,
Hallelujah.
it's like I hear what everybody's saying, but I know this is where y'all's people at because I don't hear miracle signs and wonders happening. I don't. God delivered me from death. People I talked to, uh, Brother Terrence, when before he left, he was like, "Joe, you know you should have died at least twice from that one accident. There were many situations where you should have been dead. Y'all delivered me, and I know how to call on that name from this ministry. I have a track record with y'all with this ministry. I don't have that nowhere else. So my testimony is gonna be with Straightway."
So there you go. So that's Brother Joe's testimony right there. His experiences, him bearing witness. And like I said, you heard my testimony. I've actually been out there all over the place. It's documented on these platforms Literally, all you gotta do is scroll for a while. You're gonna be scrolling for a minute because I got a lot of videos, and you're gonna see where I've been boots on the ground with many so-called Hebrew or Bible believer, and it was in my heart, and it was what I was seeking. I asked the Father to use me, and I also asked the Father to just show me the way, show me His people, and here I am. And the brothers and sisters. Now I'm up here in I'm part of Straightway Nashville up here, and the brothers and sisters that are around me, they have similar testimonies. They were diligently and earnestly seeking the Father, and this is where they ended up at. And we operate and live together and operate the way the word tells us. It tells us to forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. It also, the word tells you, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls as they that must give account, that they may do it with
But
joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for who? For you. So a lot of these people come in here, they make these comments, and I'll read this comment to you because look, we feed trolls here because I can show you the word that we operate in, and I can show you the wickedness in them. It's just a good teaching lesson to show you who we're operating with. But he said, so following the world has to do with joining straightway, Michael Israel. Or he said, so following the word has to do with joining straightway. And to a degree, yes, it does. Like for me, I was following the word. I was seeking brothers and sisters that I can uh, live with in accordance with the word. Where it says, if I'm calling them brothers and sisters, we should be living and operating like that.
uh, uh,
Yeah. So it's like, and I found those brothers and sisters here. Am I saying that there are no other brothers and sisters out there in the world that are operating according to the word? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not making that claim. But what I'm saying is I found them here. This is where they're at. This is the biggest concentration of them I've found, and I've been out there searching. Okay.
mhm.
Um. So yeah, that's the best I could tell that dude. But it'd be interesting to see what he's doing, who he fellowships with, who
I
who his brothers is.
I would say like what you doing, like I know, but and I keep it to my testimony. I
Mm-hmm.
was not that a brother, a true brother and sister. But after this, two things that I know, my life, Jesus is a savior. He's my savior personally, not just this the what most people do, like mental assent. Yeah, I'm delivered, set free by Jesus, and nah, I called on Jesus, and He saved my life. And the second thing, the book said we cried by the spirit of adoption. We cried Abba, and I cried Abba, and He heard me. I know I'm a son, and because of those two things, I'm doing like
There you go.
so. What? How? If straightway doing it, and like you said, that's the first thing I learned. That I told Brown, I was like, bro, I understand it now. I gotta submit, and I'm big on submission. Like I am big on obedience. I'm big on like Brandon is the lead ox, who's under the lead ox of Pastor Dowell, who's under the lead ox of Yahweh. If we yoked up, ain't no way we should be doing something different. So if straightway is doing the right thing, and I'm a testimony. What are you doing? And if you're not doing something, I'm not saying, hey, I'm saying like get with somebody that's doing. It's that simple. Taste and see. You got
Yep.
questions, come and find out. Come and see.
I'm telling you. Yep. So Let me see. Koya said, such a compelling testimony of Yah's love, compassion, grace, power, deliver, and save. Thank you for sharing. Blessings to your household and Straightways, South Carolina Saints. Yeah, bless y'all, Straightway, South Carolina Saints. Brother Brandon, Brother Joseph here. And let me see. Hold on. Let you talk again, Joe. I'm just going through these comments. Hallelujah. Straightway is doing the right thing. Again, key word, do wing. Okay? And it's we're not we're not just talking about it. You can see it. We put the evidence out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's what it's about. Joe, I'm a turn it over to you for a concluding word.
Um, I know that we doing the right thing because Yahweh increases. I came in as a welder. Now I know how to hang drywall. I just told you I learned how to do tile yesterday. I lay tile now. Um, I learned a little bit about framing. Shoot, I can paint now. Like Yahweh is constantly increasing me. Yah is constantly growing me. It's not it's it's not easy, but it's simple. And that's the best thing I find, that it's simplicity. And I'm just moving in that simplicity, no matter what happens. And with that thought, that's why I know it's, as long as I'm moving this way and I'm moving in straight way, I know I'm in the right place because it's continuing to be blessed. I be having thoughts and y'all will just move on it. Me and Brother Brandon have conversations, and then Pastor Dow was talking about it. Blog talk or Shabbat messages. So it's not, we be like, Pastor Dow must have got a bug. Or y'all talking about it on Hold Fast. I'm like, yo, y'all got a bug in our car or something, bro. Like, what is going, but it's the Ruach. It's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I'm walking this way because y'all will come. I know I'm in the right ministry. I can't speak for nobody else. Y'all's with Straightway because Yahweh gives footprints. Like he shows me that constantly on a regular basis. This is what I'm gonna do. This is where I need to be. So that's what we're gonna do.
Hallelujah. That's good. So yeah, y'all, that I definitely wanted to get this out here to y'all because I mean, knowing Brother Joe and just knowing him for these years is just very encouraging. Um, to hear, where he's at and just to hear all the good reports, just why, and even now hearing him grow and develop, and that's what it's about. Um, our the Straightway Nashville Assembly, our mission, we actually made a mission statement, a vision statement for our assembly, and it's to grow and develop spiritually, mentally, and economically, emotionally and economically, for the benefit of our brothers, our sisters, our children, and the generations to come. You know
Hallelujah.
what I'm saying? Yeah. And I see you operating in that, Brother Joe, and it's encouraging. So
Yes,
um
sir.
but with that said, y'all, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Brother Joe, appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing with
Yes,
us.
yes.
And with that said, we're gonna wrap this up. Shalom, shalom.